Population interactions. The interaction among individuals of the same species are known as the intra-specific interactions, and among the organism of different species are termed as the interspecific. The interactions may be positive or negative. Positive is the mutualism, symbiosis, proto-cooperation, and commensalism. Or negative. It can be the commensalism, competition, parasitism, and predation. Predation is an interaction between members of two species in which the members of one species capture, kill, and eat up members of the other species. The former are called the predators, while the latter are known as the preys. Predation is nature's way of transforming fixed energy to higher trophic levels. It also keeps prey populations under control. Although animals eating plants are categorized separately as herbivores, they are in a broad ecological context not very different from the predators. A sparrow eating any seed is also a predator. For predators, prey species could achieve very high population densities and cause ecosystem instability. When certain exotic species are introduced into a geographical area, they become invasive and start spreading fast because the invaded land does not have its natural predators. Biological control methods adopted in agricultural pest control are based on the ability of the predator to regulate prey population. Predators also help in maintaining species diversity in a community by reducing the intensity of competition among competing prey species. If a predator is too efficient and overexploits its prey, then the prey might become extinct, and following it, the predator will also become extinct for the lack of food. This is the reason why predators in nature are prudent. Prey species have evolved various defenses to lessen the impact of predation. Some species of the insect and frogs are cryptically colored, which are the camouflaged to avoid being detected easily by the predator. Some are poisonous and therefore avoided by the predators. The monarch butterfly is highly distasteful, so is predator because of a special chemical present in its body. Interestingly, the butterfly acquires this chemical during its caterpillar stage by feeding on a poisonous weed. Unlike animals, plants can't run away from their predators, therefore, they have evolved an astonishing variety of the morphological and chemical defenses against herbivores. Thorns are the most common morphological means of defense. Many plants produce and store chemicals that make the herbivore sick when they are eaten, inhibit feeding or digestion, disrupt its reproduction, or even kill it. Some plants produce highly poisonous cardiac glycosides, and that is why no cattle or goats browse on these plants. A wide variety of chemical substances that we extract from plants on a commercial scale, like the nicotine, caffeine, quinine, strychnine, opium, etc., are produced by them, actually are defense against grazers and the browsers. Example: calotropis. Next we have competition. It may be defined as a too active demand by two or more individuals of the same species or members of the different species at the same trophic level for a common resource, thereby contributing to the density and diversity of population. It is of two types, the intraspecific and the interspecific. Interspecific competition is among the individuals of the same species and is more severe due to similar needs and adaptation. Interspecific competition is among members of the different species, it is less severe. Evidence for the occurrence of competition in nature is also comes from the competitive release. A species whose distribution is restricted to a small geographical area because of the presence of a competitively superior species is found to expand its distributional range dramatically when the competing species is experimentally removed. The Gauss competitive exclusion principle states that two closely related species competing for the same resources can't coexist indefinitely, and the competitively inferior one will be eliminated eventually. This may be true if resources are limiting but not otherwise, and more recent studies do not support such gross generalizations about competition. If two species compete for the same resource, they could avoid competition by choosing, for instance, different times for feeding or different foraging patterns. This is called a resource partitioning. MacArthur showed that five closely related species of warblers living on the same tree were able to avoid competition and coexist due to behavioral differences in their foraging activities. Resource partitioning. MacArthur. Parasitism is a relationship between two living organisms or different species in which one organism called the parasite obtains its food directly from another living organism called host. The parasite is usually smaller as compared to its host. It spends a part or whole of its life on or in the body of the host. For this, parasites have evolved special adaptations such as the loss of unnecessary sense organs, presence of adhesive organs or suckers to cling onto the host, the loss of digestive system and high reproductive capacity. Parasites that feed on the external surface of the host organism are called the ectoparasite. Example: lice on humans and ticks on dogs. Many marine fishes are infested with ectoparasitic copepods. Cuscuta, a parasitic plant that is commonly found growing on the hedge plants, has lost its chlorophyll and leaves in the course of evolution. It derives its nutrition from the host plant. Endoparasites are those that live inside the host body at different sites. The life cycle of endoparasites are the more complex because of their extreme specialization. Their morphological and the anatomical features are greatly simplified while emphasizing their reproductive potential. The brood parasitism in birds is a fascinating example of parasitism in which the parasitic bird lays its egg in the nest of its host and let the host incubate them. During the course of evolution, the eggs of the parasitic bird have evolved to resemble the host egg in size and color to reduce the chances of the host bird detecting the foreign eggs and ejecting them from the nest. The commensalism. It is an interaction in which one species benefits and the other is neither harmed or not benefited. An orchid growing as an epiphyte on a mango branch and barnacles growing on the back of a whale benefit, while neither the mango tree nor the whale derives any apparent benefit. The cattle egret and the grazing cattle is close association is a classic example of commensalism. Another example of commensalism is the interaction between the sea anemone that has stinging tentacles and the clownfish that lives among them. The fish gets protection from predators which stay away from the stinging tentacles. The, the anemone does not appear to derive any benefit by hosting the clownfish. Mutualism is a mutually beneficial relationship between individuals of the two different species where none is capable of the living separately. The association is obligatory, that is necessary for existence of both. The relationship may be for food, shelter, substratum, or transport. Lichens represent an intimate mutualistic relationship between a fungus and the photosynthesizing algae or the cyanobacteria. Similarly, the mycorrhiza are associations between fungi and the roots of higher plants. The fungi help the plant in the absorption of essential nutrients from the soil, while the plant in turn provides the fungi with energy using carbohydrates. Plants need the help of animals for pollinating their flowers and dispersing their seeds. Plants offer reward or feast in the form of the pollen and the nectar for pollinators and the juicy and the nutritious fruit for seed dispersers. Plant animal interaction often involve co-evolution of the mutualist, that is, the evolution of the flower and its pollinator species are tightly linked with one another. For example, in many species of the fig trees, there is a tight one-to-one relationship with the pollinator species of the vase. It means that a given fig species can be pollinated only by its partner species and no other. The female wasp uses the fruit not only as an oviposition but uses the developing seeds within the fruit for nourishing its larva. The wasp pollinates the fig inflorescence while searching for suitable egg laying sites. In return for the favor of the pollination, fig offers the wasp some of its developing seeds as food for the developing wasp larva. The Mediterranean orchid Ophrys employs sexual deceit to get pollination done by a species of bee. One petal of its flower bears an uncanny resemblance to the female of the bee in size, color, and markings. The male bee pseudo-copulates with the flower and thereby pollinates the flower. Amensalism. It is an interaction between two living organisms of different species in which an organism does not allow other organism to grow or live near it. Example, Grevilla robusta does not allow its seedlings to grow nearby by producing allochemics by its roots. The protocooperation, the association in which the both organisms are benefited but can live separately. This facultative or optional or the occasional association is also called a non-obligatory relationship. Example, tick bird with the rhinoceros, crocodile with bird, etc.